emergency here before we get to today's episode. Yeah, so I don't really know how to say this, but Kentucky just made probably the worst hire in university history. Um, yeah, Mark Pope is going to be our coach. So just the worst thing you've ever seen.
Yeah, I mean, we were all excited when we recorded earlier about how all these potential options that we could hire. You name it, all these dudes won titles, and we got a guy that has won literally nothing. He's won as much as you and me. We
Yep.
have as many tournament wins as him. I mean, I'm what a hire, what a hire.
His tournament experience is literally this year with a tournament loss. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know why you don't wait the extra week and just, throw the kitchen sink at Billy Donovan. Obviously, it didn't work with Scott Drew. It didn't work with Hurley, but like, even like past like the top three guys, there's no way Mark Pope is number four. Like even like Bruce Pearl, like even Rick Pitino, like I would have literally
You could
anybody.
name anyone in college basketball, and I'd pick them over instead. He's been to two NCAA tournaments, both times as a six seed. Both times got upset by an 11 seed. At least the first time, at least it was the UCLA team that made a run to the Final Four. This time, it was to one of the worst teams in the tournament, Duquesne, who surprisingly in the round of 32 got absolutely trounced by Illinois. So they were not a good tournament team. No reason we should get upset. What does this guy have on his resume? He's not won anything in conference. He's been in the WAC at WCC, Big 12 for a year, done absolutely nothing. I make it make sense. Just because he played here, he gets. What does that do for us? You know
Uh,
what that doesn't do? That it doesn't win football. It doesn't win basketball games. Just
no,
doesn't win games.
nope, absolutely nothing. That's just a legacy hire. It's so annoying that that's what ended up happening. Like, because like I'd almost rather have just kept Cal. Like, it's tough to say, but like maybe Pope comes out
I'd rather
and
hire Noah.
right.
Get Noah on the sidelines. What are we doing here?
I mean, it's absurd. Like I don't know. I mean, I think the one possible redeeming factor in this is that he was roommates with Jeff Shepard, so maybe there's some family ties there. Reed Shepard comes back, but even if that, like that's highly unlikely.
Even
Um,
if he had Jesus and the 12 disciples on the roster, I'm not a fan of the hire.
oh yeah, and like every single like every single ounce of hope I had left for some of these guys who haven't announced whether they're going to the NBA or transferring or whatever their situation is just gone. Like I don't think Reed comes back. I don't think Z comes back. I don't think DJ, Ugo. I don't think any of them come back. So strap in for Travis Perry and transfers and whatever guys come over from BYU.
Yeah, I mean that's another thing. I mean, like you get Scott Drew, you bring VJ Edgecombe and his like number 3 rank recruiting class. I mean, well, guess what? Guess what you get with Mark Pope? You might get Jackson Robinson, who surprisingly their best player. Guess what? 6 man off the bench, didn't start this year. Well, we're getting another coach that doesn't know to start his best players. I am already excited for that. I mean, at least they shoot a lot of threes. I guess that's the redeeming quality of his offensive style. But I mean, his recruiting class, he's got 2 commits, both 3 stars outside of the top 100 nationally. I mean, if even if they follow him, guess what? I mean, they're bench guys at best. Like he, his roster this year was borderline terrible, and we all saw it on the biggest stage. It was the first game of the NCAA tournament. Everyone was locked in. Everyone was watching it. We saw, Traore and Khalifa and all these other guys just completely embarrass themselves. I mean, Jackson Robinson, the only good player they have, came off the bench. Why would he follow Mark Pope? Well, he could start somewhere and actually be decent. It's going to be a disaster. This is a hire that you lose in year 1, you lose in year 2, and maybe you don't get a year 3. That's the hope.
Yeah, it's just gonna be Gillespie 2.0 probably. I mean, there's no way he lasts. I hope he does. I mean, obviously, like I'm gonna be rooting for him. Like it's even though it's a horrible hire, it's still somewhat refreshing getting somebody new, but like just not even a top 20 candidate in my mind. Um, I mean, it is good, I guess, that he is only like 50 years old because if he somehow does have, turn this program around and get some wins, get some Final Fours, do whatever it takes, then it could be good for the long haul. But just a pathetic legacy hire by Barnhart. I mean, At this point, we were saying Cal's got to go. Now Barnhart's got to go. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, if his job wasn't already on the block, I mean, get him out of town. Can we the fans run him out of town? I mean, I'll lead the pitchforks. Give me a pitchfork. I got it. I just it's bad when he was on the '96 team. All the fans love that team. All the fans love him. And even like I get us younger generation, we didn't see this team play basketball. Like we don't have the same connection. But I mean, nobody likes this hire. No, even the people that grew up watching this team and were big Mark Pope fans. Even though he's a legacy hire, nobody is still excited about this move. There was the one everybody else knew not to hire this guy except the one person we needed to know, and he didn't know. It's just completely absurd.
yeah, I I don't know how you make it. Obviously, after losing to Duquesne and just having a super super underwhelming performance, I don't get how you get an offer from any school, let alone Kentucky. like,
Yeah. Guess what? Guess who wasn't trying to hire him? USC, SMU, Arkansas, literally any other Michigan, any other school with a coaching vacancy. Guess who they weren't considering? Oh, I wonder why.
just the worst thing. But I mean, I sincerely, give him my best wishes. I hope he does well. I hope he is up to the standards of coaching Kentucky basketball. I mean, he played there, so in a way, he should have an understanding of what it takes. So hopefully, he brings all that he's got and proves us wrong. But I guess we'll see. I'm not optimistic.
Nope, neither am I. And I mean, the last thing I'll say about it is, even if Mark Pope turns out to be a good coach, even if we win a lot of games at Kentucky, maybe make a couple Final Fours, have some success, it's complete luck. There's nothing indicative in this process that you can point to that says this is going to be a successful hire. It would be complete luck. Mitch would just happen to pick somebody that actually panned out. There's no evidence to suggest that this is actually what's going to happen. It's just going to be the outcome that hits.
Yep, couldn't agree more. Good luck, Pope. We hope you do well. If y'all keep listening to this episode, you'll hear some of our predictions as to who was going to be coach. Those are all much better than what we got.
A
So
lot of freezing cold takes.
yeah, a lot of ice cold takes there for sure. But keep listening to this episode. You'll find those later on here in a few minutes. Yeah, tune in and hope you guys enjoy the rest of this episode.
How's it going, everybody, and welcome back to From the Sidelines. My name is Josh, and I'm here with Chad, Devin, and Noah, and today we're going to talk some sports for you guys. We are on episode 79, so if you want to listen to any of our previous episodes, you can check those out on Spotify podcasts and anywhere else you get your podcasts. If you want to watch the video portion of this, you can find us on YouTube at From the Sidelines Pod. If you want to follow us on social media, find us at FTS Pod. And if you have any comments, questions, or concerns, you can email us at theftspod@gmail.com. Also follow our TikTok at FTS Pod as well if you want to. Clap it up. Just go ahead and clap it up already.
Big week for the boys. Big week for the program.
Humongous week for the program. Cal's gone. Cal's gone.
I would throw a parade down Main Street if it were up to me. Go right past the blue Fifth Third building. Like we're going everywhere. We're all over town. Go through New Circle. Let's get the floats up. Throw a party. Happy hour for a 24-hour period, something. I don't know. We got to celebrate. Arkansas fans are just like, oh yeah, look at we've hit the lottery, and yet they're also like burning themselves by saying, oh, but we're better than Kentucky because since 2020 we've had 2 Elite Eight appearances. Like, guess what? You got the coach that has 0 Elite Eight appearances, much less a second weekend appearance. So, I mean, I couldn't be happier. He leaves. We don't have to pay his buyout. It's not my money. I don't care. But still, for the school, maybe we can use that money to afford to buy somebody else out to get a better coach. But yes, I'm ecstatic, and let's see what we can get for the future and actually have a better basketball team.
Yeah, I mean, normally I'm not this lucky, right? Like, normally, AD comes out, says he's coming back for another year. You say, buckle up, boys. We're headed for another first-round exit at best. But I mean, sometimes you're just right. Sometimes the revisionist history just plays out in your favor. Back in January 2021, I was on this bandwagon before anyone else. Fire Cal. I got numerous text messages of saying when are we firing Cal? What's taking so long? We still didn't even fire Cal. He just manned up and admitted I'm not the guy for the job anymore. He took a pay cut to go from Lexington to Fayetteville, Arkansas. That's where everybody wants to live. I can see why you take a pay cut to go there. I mean, Tyson Chicken, appreciate them. They're doing the Lord's work out there, saving Kentucky basketball. So anyone we get, we could hire. We hire Carousel. She'd probably be better. So I mean, say less.
She was better. I mean, she got fired for pretty much less in the past few years. So it's just like, it's unbelievable. And to Cal's, to give him credit, I think he did kind of do us a favor in a way by leaving, because obviously we saved all that money. So I do thank him for that and for the first 10 years of his career. But past few years, sayonara. I'm so glad that he is gone. So glad.
I think that's the best way I've ever heard it put. Those first 10 years were great, and then the last 5, I've thought bad stuff about myself as a character just for thinking about rooting about this team. Like it's rough, and it's fresh to know that we're gonna have somebody that's coming in that's not gonna emphasize one and dones. That's gonna want to build a winning culture. Someone that has not openly admitted to hating your conference tournament and having that energy rub off on your players. And it showed. It showed multiple times these last few years. Where they're like, well, we don't care about the SEC tournament. Let's focus on the NCAA tournament. And you still can't even make it past the first week when you do that. It honestly, it had times where it looked like he gave up on us far before we gave up on him. Just far more. And it was really rough to watch. I can't discredit him. He did do stuff for this program. I don't want to be a part of that group where these folks just simply just want to shun him. Just absolutely not even give him credit for anything. Like, granted, it's just only one, but he did bring us a title. And like, we had that stretch of 09, 010 to 2016, 2017, I guess, and just Final Fours and Elite Eights and all these good players and memories. Like, he did do his job. It's just towards the end, the game let him up further than we did. He doesn't have what it takes anymore, and Arkansas is going to see that. And
it's just really like when he got his lifetime contract, it just seemed like he stopped caring. And it was so annoying. I don't even know. I need to maybe go back and watch some like games back in the 2010s and like even see like the difference, because he just looked like he didn't care. His in-game adjustments were horrible. I mean, he knew he was getting money, so he didn't put as much effort into it, it seemed like. But great coach. He was like, when he came in, he was the perfect fit for Kentucky. And like I hope we can find another person like that. You want to, like, Kentucky needs a coach that if you're going against them, you hate them. If you're with them, you love them. So, I mean, they've obviously thrown out some names here. You boys know the short list. We got Drew, Donovan, and Hurley. So, who you guys think should take the reins?
Do we want the funny answer, or do we want the ideal answer? Do we want?
I think I know your funny answer.
Oh yeah.
You go ahead and throw that out there, because I know exactly.
Go ahead. Go ahead. I genuinely want to know.
Patino, right?
Oh, absolutely, it's Patino.
Oh.
Bring him back.
Bring him back. Let him finish out his glory days.
Absolutely.
In the big blue.
Bring him on back.
All right. I mean,
Bobby Patino,
if you can get the guy that just won back-to-back titles, like, of course that's the obvious number one pick. But I mean, unless you're the AD, maybe you want Scott Drew instead. I don't know. I mean, I like Scott Drew as much as the next guy, but like, come on, if we can get Hurley, I'd much prefer Hurley. Jay Wright turned us down already. Nate Oates, who knows if he was even considered, but he pulled his name out. So, yeah, I think those are the clear 3 options. I'd rank them Hurley, Billy Donovan, Scott Drew. And we'll probably end up with Scott Drew. That's my money. It seems like he's the early favorite. And there was all that commotion about the plane tracking today, if he was in Waco or in Lexington. It's a whole thing already. So what a time to be alive. But yeah, that's where I think it's headed.
We can tell him there's meat casitas here in Lexington too. Like that's not just a Texas thing. Like
There's one here in Georgetown. I'll help him find a home.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, you'd be insane not to at least call Dan Hurley and make him say no to you, make him turn it down. And like he's clearly the best coach in college basketball right now. Like even if nothing else, like do what the UCLA did with Cal a few years ago. Make them pay him because we're gonna offer him. I would like to think, like make him one of the highest paid coaches in collegiate athletics history. So like. Is UConn going to pay him that much? Is UConn going to match that salary? He might want to stay there, but if we can pay him as much money, like money talks. Like he's not going to turn that down if he's a smart man. So he can do a lot better down here with the resources we have. But I can understand why he wouldn't want to leave UConn. He's won back-to-back titles there. He can succeed there. He's done it before, clearly. And but yeah, he's clearly my first pick. And I'd be excited with any of the three names Devin just mentioned. The Bulls are still in the season, and they got playoffs coming up. They'll probably be in the playing game. So we'll have to wait on him. I don't know if we can afford that because we got to construct a roster. But, Scott Drew, I'd be okay with that one too. He's not like this flashy name or anything, but he's solid. He's turned this Baylor program around to a solid contender every year, and I'd be for it too.
I just want somebody with X's and O's. That's all I don't remember the last time I saw a good play drawn. I long for it. I long to go to the Rep Arena and look down on the court and see the coach use a clipboard, not show names instead of.
You got to see Mark Few run some good plays, yeah.
Oh, you're right. I did. I
That's
did get
true.
to see a coach.
That's the best offense Noah's seen in Rep Arena in years.
Ever, honestly. Jeez. But as long as they can run X's and O's, I don't care who. And Scott Drew can do that. So I don't hate the idea, but I do prefer Hurley. Of course, I do.
Yeah. You throw the kitchen sink at all of them, I think. Like, if it's not one of those three guys, it's going to suck, I think. But there is a world where, all three of them decline. Like, Hurley's got a great situation in UConn. Donovan hasn't been back in college basketball in, 10 years. And I don't know, from what I've heard about Scott Drew, he loves Baylor. So, and they might have good Mexican food out there. I don't know. So,
you're in Texas, so you tell me about the Mexican food.
Right. So there's a world where we don't get any of those options, I don't know. We'll see. But I do want to ask you guys this, kind of like a in memoriam for Cal here. What is one of your favorite moments from the Cal era?
Can I give the top three? There's too many.
There is a lot.
15 years.
Give whatever you want.
The DeMarcus Cousins put back after the free throw.
Yeah.
Or not the put. Yeah.
Yeah, the missed free throw.
Yeah. Mississippi
and then
State.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then
tournament.
Darius Miller's jump shot in the tournament. And then wow, there's too many. I could make a top 5 almost, man. I guess Anthony Davis's block against North Carolina. That one.
That was hype. Yeah.
That one was up there for me. I remember watching that with my dad. That was pretty memorable for me. And one more for honorable mention, I guess. DeMarcus Cousins dunk at Florida, or not DeMarcus Cousins, Willie Cauley-Stein.
Willie Cauley-Stein.
Yeah.
Yes, pardon me, Parley.
The one against Cincinnati too.
Oh, yes.
That one was just as good, if not better.
Just an honorable mention to Willie Cauley-Stein.
The one against Louisville, too, when he stared down Montrez.
Exactly. So,
I mean, I would be remiss to not pick any one of the Aaron Harrison shots in 2014.
That's my answer.
Yeah,
sure.
of course.
Or just
I didn't
that
want to
whole
give
run.
obvious ones, That's just too obvious for us. But I've seen 10,000 clips of that this week alone because everybody's like, everybody throw back to John Calipari's greatest moments, coach in Kentucky. And it's just that back to back. So I just wanted to give some new ones.
Enjoy him while you can because he ain't going to have many at Arkansas.
I don't know, man. You never know. Big Z unfollowing us and
Oh
following all
my
the
gosh, dude! What the hell is that about? I'm Big Z's biggest stalker right now for some reason, and I don't necessarily love it, but somebody's got to do it. Dude's just over here liking every single Arkansas men's basketball post that has John Calipari in it, and it's just atrocious, dude. I was hoping he would come back, but he's done for.
Who do y'all think is coming back? Because we've lost. Keep me up now. Somto, we've lost.
We lost Somto.
We've lost.
We lost Jaden Quaintance.
Yep. We
lost.
I mean,
Aaron
we're
Bradshaw.
just going to.
We're just going to lose everyone.
It's just a matter of time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
It's
So
literally
we got to
Travis
get
Perry
somebody
show.
so we can hit the portal. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the Travis Perry and transfers. That's what it's gonna be. I mean, I know Noah was mentioning earlier that Scott Drew might bring some people over from Baylor, and that they had a pretty good recruiting class this year. So who knows?
Yeah, number 3.
Yeah, number 3 recruiting class. So who knows? Maybe maybe we get some of those guys. That'd be dope. Yeah, I don't know. This is weird. This is weird because like whenever we were talking about the our favorite moments, this one stuck out to me for some reason. And it isn't, you couldn't guess it in a million years. Well, maybe, but it's not like a top 10 moment. But Malik Monk against North Carolina, we got 47 points. I don't know why.
In Vegas.
Yeah, I don't know why, but that game for some reason would just lit like some fire in me, dude. I was running around the house. I was going nuts. That's probably my favorite moment.
Absolutely.
The Kevin Knox game against West Virginia was similar to that. It looked like we were out of the game, and he just took over and scored like 40 points himself in that game or something like that.
Yep.
When we were there. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of Knox, lost him too.
Lost him.
Yeah.
The way it goes.
Just the way it goes. But like I 100% would rather go into this season having low expectations than get trolled like we did this past season and have high expectations and lose in the first round.
Just this past season. Lol.
Well, all right. The past 5-6 seasons, you're right. But this past season specifically, because they were a fun team, they were loaded. I mean, just embarrassing.
I'm just glad he's gone now. Like, not in a mean way, because the 10-year period from 2010 to 2019 or whatever was some of the best experiences, even though we did only win one title, but we had some good runs, we had some good plays, good memories. But these last few years have just not been it, and if he stuck around much longer, it could have, at least for me, tainted those into a more negative outlook on just his whole tenure here. Like, I don't want that. I want to remember the good times, and I'm just glad he's gone. So it's like, all right. Because I don't. This next year, if he would have stayed, I would not have been excited. I would not have. It probably would have been more of the same, and just another year of just mediocrity. So,
I'd hate to think of it like this, but genuinely, it just seems as if at first he did care about the program, and he did want us to get to places, and then after a while, that notion of Calipari can just draft anybody and get him into the NBA. I felt like that kind of just consumed his character and just lost any ability to coach.
Swaggy Cal.
Swaggy Cal. He had developed that as a personality and just stuck to it and only wanted to have these. He chose prospects over championships, and that just I don't know how many times that's happened in the game of basketball, but that's something that should probably never happen.
I don't know. I think I don't necessarily think that Cal changed. I think the problem is that he didn't change. I think back in the early 2010s, whenever he was the only one doing the one and done, he was able to get the guys like Anthony Davis, John Wall, Boogie, Carl. You got on the list. He's the guy recruiting all these guys. Nobody else had the transfer portal thing's not happening. You're not able to get these Dalton Connects and equivalents in the transfer portal at other programs. So I think that was probably the optimal strategy back then. But I mean, once NIL and transfer portal hit post-COVID, he just never adapted. I mean, he got Antonio Reeves and Trey Mitchell, and I mean, I guess Kellen Grady is Nate's team. These are your best transfer options. Meanwhile, UConn's guy on the bench, Alex Caravan or Cam Spencer. These guys are way better transfers outside of Reeves than what we get. So I just think him refusing to adjust how he constructed a roster, how he distributed the minutes, and then the fact, just the hammer, the nail in the coffin, not being able to get guys like Zion and Cooper Flag. You're just like you can't do what he does and miss on generational prospects and expect to win.
Well, I mean,
that's the difference. He got AD, he got Cat, he got De'Aaron Fox, he got these guys that can carry you to a title, and then we just stopped. We ended up with Scal and BJ Boston.
Ashton Higgins.
Shaden Sharp doesn't even play. Like
Shaden Sharp didn't play 1 minute.
You're just getting bust essentially, and they're misused. Yeah. Devin Askew, like these are the guys. Like when you just miss on freshmen, guess what? You lose basketball games.
Devin Askew was transferred 4 times since leaving our college.
Gee, I wonder why.
I just want you to know that we recruited someone who was transferred 4 times, treated college basketball like NBA free agency, basically. He just decided to go where he wanted to go. Didn't care. And we recruited that kid.
Yep.
Hey, at least in the NBA, they might make you stick around more than a year, though.
They might pay you more, too. Who knows? Like, I don't know.
I can't hear NBA and Devin Askew. Bro's going to be a Harlem Globetrotter. I mean...
Bro's going to be on LinkedIn before me.
He's going to be flipping burgers. I mean, this may be the worst Kentucky player in the Cal era if I had to pick one. But
some might say his career went askew.
I want to vomit.
I'll be here all week.
Hopefully not. Ideally not.
This guy. But yeah, Cal's gone. It's a glorious day. We've mentioned Dan Hurley a bit, so let's talk about UConn in the championship game. UConn doing UConn things. Good, hard-fought battle in the first half, and then, par for the course. UConn, second half, takes it away. I mean, was there ever a doubt?
You can't win if one player scores 62% of your points, so it's not going to happen. Nothing more needs to be said there. It was Zach Edey versus the UConn Huskies. That was it. Ta-da. There's nothing more to talk about. Braden Smith didn't show up. Fletcher Lawyer, I gotta go on.
30 minutes cardio.
Give your favorite stat. How many minutes?
30-minute cardio. That best way I could put it.
30 minutes. How many points? 0.
You can't be it's not even the NBA. You just can't be somebody that plays basketball for any institution of any kind and not perform. You are paid at this point. I don't care who you are anymore. You're paid at some point to put the ball in the hoop. That's what you're supposed to do, and you can't do that for 30 minutes. Put me out there. Give me my scholarship, please.
Yeah, we were texting in the group chat all tournament long every time Purdue played. We were like, what is Fletcher Lawyer good at? We couldn't find anything. It's like he's supposed to be a good shooter or something, but he couldn't make anything, and he couldn't drive. I guess he made free throws at some point against like Tennessee or something. I don't know. But yeah, I was like, what is this dude? Like we had a list going on. We're like, okay, who are we call them the dog crappers. It's that we don't use the word crappers, but that's just for family safety here. But yeah, we added these players that just completely didn't show up in this tournament. Put them on a list, made our whole roster, and he definitely was on there, along with number 50 or 40 on BYU, whoever that was. Both of them.
Oh my God.
Nice bookends to the tournament, eh?
This is the worst 2 players I've ever seen in my life. I mean,
there's another one from that list too that was pretty prominent. It was, I forgot where it was from. It was Lawyer, the kid from BYU, and the kid from San Diego State. I thought I forgot who.
I don't know. I know BYU's half their roster was on there.
That's right. I think that's what it was. I think I just remember too many players from BYU.
Just terrible, dude. Just terrible. And this Purdue team, bro. I mean, if it weren't for Zach Edey just strapping them on their back and breaking his spine, how I saw something like way too early power rankings for next year, and they were 6th. How is that possible? They don't have anybody that's good other than Edey, and Edey is gone.
Yeah, I don't know what about next year's Purdue team is going to be good or top 6. So if anyone has an answer, please let us know. But
I don't.
They don't know. They just see the name on the front of the jersey, like, oh, this team was in the Final Four, like FAU was last year. Surely they'll be good, right? They don't know. I find it really weird that Purdue only shot 7 threes all game when they're like one of the best 3-point shooting teams in the country. Like, I understand you want to get Edie post touches, Matt Painter, but I mean, can you please draw up some shots for your shooters? Like, you have to space the floor and give Edie. And they started double teaming in the second half. Dan Hurley made a coaching adjustment, and guess what? We're just frozen on the other sideline. We can't do anything to counter Dan Hurley's adjustment. I mean, you're just watching him run laps around you. I mean, congrats. I mean, you lost. Zach Edey had a phenomenal game. I just don't know what else he's supposed to do. You just gotta get some help from either Braden Smith, Fletcher Royer. I mean, we only played Lance Jones 23 minutes. He's in foul trouble in the first half. Congrats, you got to put him out there. I feel like this has to be the worst 2 through 8 rotation to ever make a title game of all time. Like outside of Zaggy, this team is just the worst thing you ever watched.
What's one of your favorite things to say? The one person knew what they were doing out there. The other 11 people did not know what they were doing.
They had no clue. They were completely lost.
Braden Smith to me is just the king of pass first and then go sit in a corner and hang out. How many possessions did he just take off doing
and blow layups as well?
That's not
blow
true.
layups, yes.
If I see him dishing out a few assists and I bet on it, that means he's going to turn into Kobe Bryant and he's going to shoot 9 of 18 from the field. Promise. Trust.
Just embarrassing. I mean, UConn by far the better all around team. There was no doubt at all.
Yeah.
But
I'm a big fan of Edie. He won me some money.
Do we think Edie...
FanDuel had a little special. 40 points combined with Edie and Klingon. Guess how many Edie had? 37, yeah.
30. Yeah, he got there himself.
Freaking Donovan Klingon only had 7 until garbage time.
Yeah.
Gee whiz. I was like, this guy's carrying me.
Yeah. Where do you put Edie in the draft? Where do you think he goes?
The G League.
Sounds about right.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I think he's a second-round pick at best. I mean, sure, he's got good post skills, but I mean, we're not. This isn't the early 2000s. We're not featuring heavy post touches, and he's just going to be such a liability on defense. I don't know how you can put him out there for more than a backup center rotation. So, I mean, he's just completely limited. He cannot guard on the perimeter at all. You have to play drop coverage when pick and rolls. He's getting cooked by Dan Hurley. Imagine what, I don't know, any competent coach, Ime Udoka, any competent NBA coach is going to also obliterate him. So, I just don't think he's going to be able to stay on the court.
Absolutely. I don't know. He moves entirely too slow for this generation to begin with, anyway. If you've seen him run up a court, it's Slender Man reincarnated. That is who is running up the court. I promise that's who it is. And you can't move the way he does in 2024. You have to have just an inkling of athleticism to you, please. You can't be all hype anymore. It's not 84. It's 2024. It can't be like that anymore.
Yeah, I agree. Let's do a little gender swap here, boys. We're going to talk about the other team with only one player.
Really?
We're going to talk about the women's the women's championship game, and obviously Caitlin Clark, 30 points. Yet another team where it seems like they only got one player. Iowa did not win. South Carolina beat them. More well-rounded team. And obviously the women's, they had more viewership than the men's. So pretty crazy year for college basketball as a whole. But yeah, what do you guys think about the women's game?
I know Chad's got some good thoughts on what program Iowa's running over there.
I was about to say, the only thing I want to hear right now is Chad's thoughts. So,
I don't even know. Okay. Okay. Lisa Bluter. I was going to call her Lisa Blunder because that's what I've been calling her all week. Just the worst coach you've ever seen. You want to talk about Cal level bad that like does less with more? This coach over here like has Caitlin Clark for 4 years and doesn't win one championship. Like how do you like Gino like can get these girls at least back in the the 2010s and would win like 4 or 5 titles in that stretch. But like this coach is just didn't know what a basketball is. Quite frankly, couldn't run up any plays. It's just like, Caitlin, you shoot from half court whenever you feel like it, honey. That like this is what she looks like she would say, because she's like she doesn't look like she knows anything about basketball, and it shows based on the offensive set she had, or lack thereof, I should say. She doesn't know how to guard Cardosa on the block. She's just like getting whatever she wants down low, and I don't know, like. Yeah, she's just not it. I don't know how they made it this far. They should have lost. And if UConn was not the worst team you ever seen, if LSU wasn't the worst team you ever seen, just I don't know how they. I think they should have been knocked out before. But Caitlin Clark carried her, and also like, why didn't Don Staley like take the defensive scheme that Gino came up with? Like they were face guarding Caitlin Clark the entire game, and she like wasn't doing anything, and yet Iowa still won. So I don't know. Like I think Don Staley should have done that, and they would have been like well off, especially in the first half. Lisa Blewett, that was another name.
I mean, but I mean, at least like Don Staley did make an adjustment where like
At halftime, yes, she did.
Caitlin Clark had 18 in the first, and then only 12 the rest of the game. So I mean, she did. I think like that's a good sign that like I want to see out of a coach, is that you're able to adjust to what's happening on the court and not just watch your team lose to Oakland. So that's what I like to see. And yeah, I think South Carolina doesn't get enough love. Like you have an undefeated season, you run the ship, and I still got people posting Caitlin Clark was the viewership for the women's tournament. Like come on, like she lost. Let's chill with the glazing Caitlin Clark over here.
Are we going to talk about the pouting after every miss during that game, or what?
That was rough, dude. That was really rough towards the end too. Like I don't know, like how do you just I don't know. Like obviously
just gave up.
Yeah, I mean just the quitter mentality. It was awful, dude. I hated it. After every single miss, walking down the court, like just zero hustle, and like it was still a 10-point game. Like I know it's like, there's only a couple minutes left, and like it's not likely that you come back, but I mean, the odds aren't 0%. Like there's still a chance. So it's just I hate when people give up like that. That was so annoying.
Yeah, she's going to go number 1. She deserves it, but I don't know. It's kind of not what you want to see if you're a scout.
Yeah, definitely some character issues that they need to address there.
Complaining to the refs a lot, and her dad's like, they pan over to her dad on the screen, like, stop it.
Starting to feel like The Office almost. Like just every single time Caitlin Clark would just pan over to her dad, and he's just got the gym face. Like it's just so funny. But I mean, they're hypothetical, because I know Ice Cube threw it out there. She got offered $5 million to play in his 3-on-3 league. Is there a world where she does that instead of the WNBA?
I mean, no. Like in theory, maybe, but I don't feel like you can. I feel like that just feels like so like Mickey Mouse. Like I don't know. I just want to be like
Mouse.
yeah. It's like I'm a fake basketball player. Like I don't know. Like I feel like I just want to compete at the highest level, even if it. I mean, she's still getting paid a lot of money from endorsements and deals. Like I don't think it's like a strictly financial decision at that point. So
yeah. I mean, she'll just be forfeiting the extra $5 million, but she'll still make that amount in sponsorships and stuff. So I think I agree.
She can't do both, can she?
He already said that she could do both.
Oh, she can?
Oh.
I thought it was neither.
I was going to say, like, if it affects her WNBA career, I wouldn't do it, but, like...
No, he said that she could do both. Absolutely. It's just, I don't know the commissioner's name of the WNBA, pardon me, but she has not commented on such things. So she could do both. It's not out of the question. He had no problem.
Yeah, that would raise her... I mean, her salary up to a whopping $5,075,000.
That's way more than
Yep.
anyone else is getting paid.
No, but it's just the fact that 75,000 is from the WNBA and then the 5 million is from Ice Cube.
Thank you, Josh. Explain your
Yeah,
joke.
I did because
Oh yeah, we didn't get it. I mean, the WNBA players get off-season jobs anyway. Like Ryan Howard's on the Florida women's basketball staff as a
Yeah.
job in the off-season. So I mean, yeah, maybe not a terrible opportunity.
Yep. Well, we'll see.
Speaking of getting on staffs, I'm still salty. I know no one cares about this, but I had applied, and especially after how terrible this UK women's team has been the past 2 years,
Oh, my Lord.
I
Oh,
literally
gosh.
applied to an
Oh,
assistant
man.
coach position on that staff.
You're telling me Jen Hoover, who they ended up hiring, she wasn't bringing in the top recruits and
She wasn't bringing in the
coming
recruits.
up
She
with
wasn't
coming up with
coming up
game
with
plans.
the schemes. She wasn't scouting the
She had no
opponents.
clue what rotation to run. You're telling me she didn't know anything what was happening?
I don't think so. But yeah, I'm still salty about that they hired this lady over me because that was pretty terrible. Pretty terrible. Stretch there.
Anyone would have been better. I swear, anyone would have been better.
I didn't even get an interview. Just like thank you for your consideration, but we've decided to pursue other candidates.
I wonder why. I mean,
Get me
Chad's-
out.
you should see
You
Chad's
didn't even get
resume.
an interview?
Yeah.
Qualified
Oh.
for the interview?
Mind blowing.
I mean, I wasn't the head coach at Wake Forest, but whatever.
Were you a head coach anywhere?
Maybe a church league at one point
Ah,
NBA 2K.
for like 5-year-olds. Leading a
the
camp.
upward weight? Yeah.
Yeah, upward. Yeah, no, I never did anything like that.
That's
No.
crazy. That's crazy. Maybe we'll see Chad on the sidelines one day. Who knows?
I wish.
Yeah. Let's get on here, Devin. Tell me about this big event we've got this weekend. UFC card,
Oh.
maybe possibly the biggest one
boy.
ever.
All right.
It's hard to beat a card like this, ain't it, Josh? I mean,
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
be a crazy Saturday night. I can't wait. I'm amped. I mean, this card's been a banger for a while. I mean, the main event, people were highly anticipating this one, and we got Pereira versus Jamal Hill to cap off the night. Little light heavyweight title fight for you guys, and I mean, the entire card's stacked. I mean, like the prelims might be the best prelims I've ever seen. This is one of those cards where the crowd better be 100% capacity when the first fight starts, because if you have a ticket to this one and you're not there when the first fight starts, what are we doing with our money? So I'm hoping that it's an electric crowd from start to finish, and I already know I'm gonna be tuned in the entire time. A few things better than a nice little pay-per-view on Saturday nights.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's crazy when you got Erie and Aljamain on your prelims, and then not even to mention like early prelims like Bobby Green and Jim Miller. Bruh, just an insanely loaded card. We'll talk about some of the main card here. What of these main card fights do you think sticks out to you? What do you think is going to be most entertaining?
Oh, my most anticipated one, I bet you it's not what most people would say, but I'm taking Charles Oliveira and Arman Sarukian. I love the lightweight division. I mean, former champion against one of the best up-and-coming prospects. I mean, they're both great on the ground. Pretty underrated strikers, I think, in both respects. And I just think it's a great stylistic matchup. I'd love to see some of the grappling exchanges in this matchup. I doubt Sarukian would want to go there. I think he probably has a pretty decent advantage on the feet. So I'd expect him to try to keep it standing. But I mean, if Charles was able to get his back or get in a nice little scramble or something, a little wizard or something, I think they could have some nice high level grappling exchanges. So that's what I'm here to see.
Yeah, Arman's a pretty good. He's just a powerful wrestler. Like, he's strong.
Yeah.
I mean, do you think in any world that if Arman beats Oliveira, he gets the shot at Islam?
I'd like to think so. I think we could run that fight back. Arman Sarukian and Islam too. Seems pretty good to me. I mean, Charles was supposed to get his rematch, but I mean, if you lose to Sarukian here, I think this is definitely a #1 contender fight. So I'd like to see either title fight again, but I think Arman's probably my pick here.
Yeah. Really, I think I got Oliveira, but I do agree it'll be a dope fight. I think my pick for best fight. I mean, BMF title. I mean, come
That's
on,
what
bro.
I figured.
Come
Yeah, the
on.
most overrated thing in the sport.
No way, dude. Gaethje and
Yeah,
Holloway?
no, let's make it. Well, I just mean the BMF title in general. Like, let's make
Oh.
a fraudulent title and have Max move up a weight class because we don't actually have people that can fight for the it's just a fake way to drum up like fraudulent interest. But whatever.
I don't disagree. I don't disagree with that at all. But I think this is a sick fight. Like,
Yeah, sure. It's a good fight. I'll give you that.
like, I don't know. This is just gonna be. I think I got Justin Gaethje to win, but if all of these out of all these fights on the main card, I could kind of see this one going to a decision.
Oh yeah, I mean, I think Max Holloway. He's got an iron chin.
Yeah.
Never gets finished. I mean, even when he's taking a beating from Volk, I mean, he's been durable as it gets. So I mean, I think that's probably going. Yeah, probably going the distance on this one.
Yep. Yep. Do you have any sneaky bets that you got for this event?
I mean, it's a great question. I obviously love Bo Nickel. I got him by submission. I was plus money early in the week. It's around plus 100, plus 105. I'm not sure if it's still there, but I got on that one pretty early. And then I think I like Sodiq Yusuf to pull off the upset. He's a slight underdog to Diego Lopez. Diego Lopez has been on a crazy run. Pretty good grappler, has some nice submissions. But I think Yusuf's pretty good at keeping his range, utilizing the kicking range. He's pretty good kickboxing and leg strikes. So I think as long as he can keep some distance, stay out of any precarious grappling positions, I think he's pretty good at using his range and his reach to pick him apart on the outside. So I think that's a pretty good striker versus grappler matchup. I'm excited about, and I'm gonna side with the striker on that one.
Yeah. You know what they say about Bo Nickel, right?
He's got the most underrated striking in mixed martial arts.
No, a slice of pie at O'Charlie's on a Wednesday, baby.
It's completely free, yes sir.
Completely free. This is a lob for Bo Nickel. I can't. You know why this is on the main card, right? Because there's 3 5-round bouts and they have to cut down the time, so they're just going to throw Bo Nickel in there and let him get a first round finish. Like, it's just the fact that this is a main card fight is insane to me, but it's just because of the name Bo Nickel.
I don't mind showcasing the most hyped upcoming prospect.
Yeah, I think he's the Wemby of UFC pretty much. So
yeah, I mean, I'd stop giving him tin cans at this point, but I mean, sure, let's keep running it.
yeah.
Yeah, so. I mean, he's a minus 3,000 favorite. Like, if you like him to win, like what Devin just said, like take him by submission or something. That's insane. That's an insane line. Like, he's gonna win the fight. It's just a matter of how, and he's gonna finish him. So like, you basically have a 50-50 chance between submission or KO. So
Yeah, I do think the submission odds are actually minus now, so I think you got that early. But whenever I looked at the knockout, I'm pretty sure it was not great, but it was like plus 150. So, I mean, Bo Nickel finish is definitely going to happen. What do you think about the Whaley and Jan fight?
I'm not. There's definitely. I mean, I like Whaley. I think she's really good, but I'm just not a huge fan of either fighter, and I think Whaley probably runs through her pretty easily. I think Whaley's just like different levels completely in this matchup. So I mean, it's probably like the Lemos fight. I think she's just gonna probably dominate her from start to finish. If she finds a way to get out of there early, it's fine by me. But I probably think it's just a dominant decision win.
Yeah, she's just going to probably control the pace and get the ground time, and it's just going to be another decision.
I was going to say she's a lot better on the ground, and she's just coming off a win against Lemos. I think I said that correctly. I always call her Lemon because her name looks like lemon, but there's no N. But it just looks like, if you're just reading it, it looks like lemon. But anyway, that was a good win for her. I think she is a better fighter. So Jan fought somebody, and I can't remember who it was, but she was like scrappy, and she was like a real heavy underdog to her too. I can't remember what her name was. I'm so sorry, but no, she's been in this.
Okay.
I think it started with an M.
Marina Rodriguez?
Yes, I think that was her. I think that was her.
Yeah.
Yes, but like I had money on Rodriguez in that fight, and she was making me nervous, but she's been in this spot before, but I think Wheelie, like I said, is a lot better on the ground and just gets a lot of control time that way.
Strong as hell too. She can pick up Francis. Seen that video? She's a tank, dude. She's so strong.
We know Josh likes being picked up by women.
Okay, all right. Exposing me, bro. What the heck? There's something different about being lifted up and just, I don't know. Exposing me. It is. It's nice. It's nice to be empowered a little bit, but
What's the worst fight on this card? Because you all are talking this card up.
I mean, it's
the Bo Nickel fight probably. But I mean, like, only because that's going to be a round one finish. But that's my opinion.
I mean, yeah, probably just from like a matchup standpoint. But I mean, you get to watch Bo Nickel fight, so
yeah. So I mean, that's pretty electric in of itself.
I want to say these heavy favorites that just come out and they just start pounding away at their opponent, who's just as defenseless as me out there. It's kind of funny to watch.
Yeah, actually maybe the Sterling and Qatar fight, that might be pretty one-sided too. I don't know. I think Sterling just dominates that one as well, but
he'll have to shoot for a takedown like he did against Sean O'Malley. So.
Hopefully he learned his lesson.
You'd think.
I don't know. What do you?
All right, we got the main event. We got the main event still, yeah.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. Hell of a main event. We thought we were gonna get Leon Bilal. We thought we were gonna get maybe McGregor Chandler, and we got Pereira and Jamal Hill. So,
you got any thoughts? Who you taking?
Oh, Hill's not winning.
Oh, you really?
No way. He's even said like in interviews like that he wants to stand and bang. So, I mean, if that's the case, I think Pereira takes it.
I don't know. I think Hill was pretty live to sleep him.
Really? I don't know.
Yeah, we've seen Pereira doesn't have a great chin. And
that's true.
Jamal Hill probably has some of the best knockout power in the division.
Yeah, I mean he's probably got more power than Izzy did, and he got knocked out by Izzy. So like, that's a fair point. I don't know. I don't know. I just think Pereira's just an overall better fighter. Like I don't know.
I tend to agree, but I'm worried about his he's got really good kicks that I think might slow Jamal Hill down a little bit. So I think that could be a pretty big advantage in the striking. So it kind of makes me lean Pereira, but I mean, there's a few things I love more than a Jamal Hill knockout. So if he slept Pereira, what? What? Don't give me that look.
I love a fake champ so much. I don't know.
I mean, did you see him sleep Johnny Walker? It's probably my favorite knockout I've ever seen.
I guess, yeah.
That boy doing backflips in the cage.
Yeah, I guess that's true. I mean, I guess you're right, because I mean, even when Pereira fought Erie, he kind of got caught in the chin a few times and kind of thought maybe there'd be something, but he's just got to land a shot. I mean, if he wants to stand and bang and Pereira keeps his distance, I don't see how he comes out on top. So I think Pereira's got it.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised the line's closed as much as it has. Like, Hill's only plus 110 now. I definitely thought he'd be a larger underdog. Yeah. So, I mean, people are backing Hill, and I see it from a knockout perspective, but I don't see much path to victory just from a decision standpoint.
Yeah. I don't know. I just see Pereira throwing a lot of kicks and landing some hooks and controlling the distance and just... I don't really know. I kind of think it goes to a decision unless Hill gets a knockout.
Yeah, I tend to agree.
Yeah. If you like Hill, I would definitely take him by knockout as well.
Yep. Another huge event this week. No, we still gotta get Noah out on the golf course, but maybe.
maybe if we took him to Augusta.
Not to.
Oh, you would probably like golf.
If you take me to Augusta, I'll just eat all the pimento cheese sandwiches. That's all I would do.
That's valid.
Now we're talking.
That's valid. I think you would like golf, though. I mean, you played baseball. That's just a different swing.
I'm good. I'm perfectly good. I'm not discrediting the talent that it takes to play the game by any means. If you can play golf, you're way better than I could ever be. But it is not for me. I am not hitting a small ball with a stick that happens to have a large head at the end of it. Not for me. Not for me, unfortunate.
I thought you were pretty good at playing with balls and heads.
You got me there, didn't you?
That's just word on the street. It's just
word on the street.
Yeah, that's what Nate told me.
Well, he brought it up.
Yeah, you got me there, man. Yeah, you got me there. I'll just let you take this round. Devin.
That's wild. That's wild. But yeah, we'll enjoy that. Those pimento cheese sandwiches for sure. But we got the Masters this weekend. Oh, Old Augusta, hardest course in the world probably. I got my pick. I got my boy. I got Xander Schauffele. Baby.
You
Devin
didn't say
hates
Scotty
it.
Scheffler.
He made me wait 72 hours just to give me Xander Schauffele. Like,
Bro, he's been on fire lately. What?
I've been on fire. When's the last time he won? Oh, sorry, I had to go back like 3 years on the calendar to find 2022.
All right, but he's knocking at the
You know
door.
what they say about Xander Schauffele?
What do they say? Please enlighten.
The lights were brighter than expected.
The lights were brighter. Okay, sure. But like, come on, man, it's golf. Nobody's gonna win consistently unless you are Scotty. Of course, after
I just need you to not choke. That's all.
I ain't choking this week. You know why? Because to win, you got to be knocking on the door, and then you got to be let in. He's going to be let in this week. He's going to wear that green jacket. It just seems like the right time for him. I mean, he's played like 6 now, and he has like 4 of them are top 20 finishes. He got 10th last year. You got to be really good with your irons because there's a lot of hazards on this course. It's the toughest course in the world, so you want a guy like that. And the only thing I don't really know about is Xander's putting, but like he fits that description. He's good with his irons. That's why I love him.
What's his odds?
14 to 1.
14 to 1?
Yep.
It couldn't be Josh if you had to scroll any further.
All right. Okay. Yeah. Let me pick somebody who's plus 250,000 just to please Devin. Yeah.
Thank you. That's what I'm looking for.
Tiger Woods, brother.
Tiger Woods. That's Devin's pick, right?
Yeah, go ahead. Plus 14,000.
No shot.
Maybe a little Phil Mickelson.
That's what you should do.
There is I don't hate this bet. It was like plus like 320 or something, but to have a live golfer win this year. I don't hate it. Like I could see Brooks.
John Rahm Brooks, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it's likely that Rahm goes back to back, but like I could see Brooks winning also. Like I don't think that's a bad bet. I mean the only person that like I weirdly enough am not like for this week is Scotty, even though I'm a big Scotty dude. Only because he's having a baby. He's gonna have baby brain, so I mean you can't bet him.
Or is it
Why
one of
is he-
those patients where you would bet because he's having the child?
Oh yeah, he wants the extra money, the extra baby money.
Right.
That could be a point.
Or think about it like Sunday and 18, like is Jim Nance still calling the tournament? I mean, like Jim Nance is just like talking about how he's about to be a father or have a child on the way. This is what a storybook ending. Hey, you could definitely see that narrative.
Like
Storybook never lies, boys.
Yeah, I mean, he's the best. I mean, to his point, it's like he's the best all-around golfer for the hardest all-around course. So like, he can do it all. I mean, he could definitely win, but I think he's got baby brain, so I'm out. But I will give you a couple other guys that I like this week. Hideki Matsuyama plus 1,800. Not low enough for Devin though. Not low enough for Devin. Need something with a bigger number.
Shockingly, not on my card.
Shockingly not. About Victor Hovland plus 3,500.
There we go. I like Victor Hovland.
You like
a
Victor
lot.
Hovland? Okay. Keep going here. What about Cam Smith plus 4,500?
Not for me. But he normally plays well at majors, so it wouldn't shock me.
Okay, yeah. And then lastly, Sam Burns plus 6,500 is probably my longest person that I'd like to bet because he's just been on a tear this year. I think if he wins, he'd be like the youngest winner at Augusta maybe. So would love to see that. But those are my golf picks for this weekend. And yeah, that's about it. I think it's that time, boys. It is
The most anticipated segment of the week.
that real special time, that little tickle you get every week. We're just thinking about it. And I'm a ticklish guy, so I'm excited. Chad, give me your movie, man. Give it to me.
I would love to give you my movie if I could get my thing to load. Okay, here we go.
My week's not made unless I hear Chad's movie. You all know that? My food doesn't taste the same unless Chad's movie gets recommended to me during my weeks. It's
It doesn't matter what I recommend. You ain't gonna watch it. So
Well, this isn't
Watch-
fair.
watch-
This is not fair because the only movie I haven't watched is Princess Bride. Every other one you've recommended, I've already seen.
so I shouldn't watch it again.
Well, you watched School of Rock and you watched
Whiplash.
Whiplash.
And Whiplash.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
So,
Josh is the one that doesn't do his homework.
Whoa, okay. I will say I'm 40.
Josh is over two.
What was he watching, Chad, the other day? The Vampire Diaries. I don't know. It's the
Vampires
worst thing
suck.
you've ever-
Okay, vampires suck. It was not my pick. It was the girl's pick, and it's a
And then
parody.
if you watched the first Omen, I could have told you to skip that one.
It's a
Like,
parody. Whoa, okay, that was a good horror movie. It was amazing. But it's a prequel to The Omen, like one of the most classic horror movies of all time. So I was interested. But some movies I don't pick. But I am 45 minutes into The Godfather, so next week we'll have that review. What do you mean?
psychotic behavior.
it shouldn't take you. Oh my god.
do you
Who
mean?
stops in the middle of a movie?
That's what I said. I was like, you were able to stop after
Me
you
to do a
started
podcast. That's who.
it? At least he's committed.
Business first,
Last minute
man. Business
procrastination
first.
wouldn't be Josh without it.
Business
To be fair, I
first.
guess if you're gonna stop on a movie, it's a movie with a 182-minute runtime. So I guess, if you need a pause to go do whatever you need to do, that's the movie to pause it on.
Yep.
It's not
He's
like-
got to pad his letterbox stats. Like, no wonder he's seen 1,200 movies because he watches stuff like Vampires Suck in the Kissing Booth or whatever.
Kissing booth.
1.5 average ratings he's got on
Brother,
there.
don't even get me started on the movies that you watch and their rankings.
Hey,
Brother.
I don't argue there.
All right.
No argument for me.
Yeah. Well, sometimes it's good to watch a bad movie because you see it and it's so bad that it's comical. So, and also to my point, those movies that are reviewed by me that are bad aren't picked by me. One of the things about having a girlfriend is that she picks some pretty shit movies for you. So that's yeah. Sorry.
Do you think I would willingly review a musical on my Letterboxd account if I didn't have a missus?
Oh.
Come on.
I don't know. You give me a sneaky musical guy. Who knows?
Yeah, I'm not singing ballads on top of props. Not. Go ahead.
All right, Chad, did you get it pulled up?
I got it. Yeah,
Let's go. Let's go.
we're
do it.
gonna run here. So
Godfather Part 2.
still not gotten around to that.
That'd be something.
Hangover Part 2.
I like it. Not a bad guess. But no, this is a sequel though, but not of one that I have listed off yet. So we got up top, we got down low, Top Guns, we got grenades, we got Mavericks, we got Bulls.
Sounds like Cars 2 to me.
No, I gave you the title already, but I just decided to say opposites and stuff. Yeah, so we got Top Gun Maverick here for the movie this week. First movie, solid. Not great, but solid. But the fact that they came out with this one 30 years later and ran it back with Tom Cruise, they made, and with the technology they have now, 1980s movies, it's just, they're at a disadvantage. It sucks, but, this was well made, a lot better. And, let's see, Miles Teller, yes, that's who it was, duh. The Miles Teller edition, love that part of the movie, because, obviously his dad dies in the first movie, spoiler alert. If you've not seen it in 30 years, that's on you. Oh, Noah's freaking out.
Noah has not seen Top Gun, and you.
Seen Top Gun, so thanks. Jeez.
Well, like I just said, if you've not, it's been out for 30 years.
I've literally sat here. I was like, "Damn, I'm gonna have to watch Top Gun 1 to understand these references." And you were like, "Nope, let me go ahead and cut that off for you, bud." Jesus Christ!
Whoops. That's what I say. Got a little whoops action there.
You'll still love it.
Oh gosh. Yeah. I mean, I can't say why I like this movie without mentioning that part, because that's the whole thing that I like about it with Miles
Let's
Teller.
recommend another movie that we don't spoil. How about we do that? Okay.
I mean, that's. Sorry, I didn't know you haven't seen Top Gun. That's been out for 30 years.
You know how you know it's a good movie? They tell you what's gonna happen, and it's still electric to watch.
Oh yeah.
What's coming. Still just the best thing you've ever seen.
I don't know about you. Somebody telling me that somebody's father is dead seems rather controversial to the story plot of a future movie. So I don't know if I would want to continue watching the movie if someone's dad dies of a character in the following sequel. Pardon me. So,
Yeah, but the whole character arc thing is like he's like mad at him first because he like blames him for his father's death, and then they kind of come together at the end, and then there's this funny moment without like spoiling this part, but he's like, "What were you thinking up there?" And there's this whole running joke that they were saying like in the beginning of the movie, like, "Don't think, just do." There's like that whole theme, and so he's like, "What were you thinking up there?" He's like, "You told me not to think." There was like an awkward silence of like 5 seconds. It was pretty funny. I'm not gonna lie, the first time I saw it. But yeah, the whole like the climax at the end way better than the first one. Like, there's like one part of the climax, and then it's like, oh, you think it's gonna go this way, and then they team up together, and then you know.
No, I don't know, Chad. That's why I'm mad.
You're gonna love it either way, dude. I promise you. And Top Gun, like he spoiled Top Gun, but Top Gun Maverick's the better movie, anyways. Like it's way better than the first one, so that's the one you need to be focusing on because Maverick is just unbelievable. Huge Oscar snub, by the way. Huge Oscar snub. Did he even win an Oscar? Like
it got like best editing.
Yeah, best. Yeah, it was the best. It may have gotten sound or something too.
Or it got something. Yeah, it definitely won something. Maybe. Yeah.
But the effects.
I remember.
Oh my gosh, it was so good.
Effects, yeah. But yeah, I remember we filled out our Oscar polls, and it was like your prediction, and then who you personally voted for. I've like personally voted for Maverick on every single thing. You know, obviously they didn't win, but it's neither here nor there. My opinion doesn't count.
It said it was a Chad half-star movie that won.
Yeah, it was. It was. I'm willing to give that another chance, though.
What was the half-star movie Devin gave one of your movies, Josh? The Oscar picks? It was the one like so the cover
Zone of Interest.
There it is. Yeah, the cover of the movie is the like in the middle of the field.
To his point, though, that movie was not that great. Like it was definitely the weakest of the Oscar nominees this year, other than Maestro. Maestro was worse, but yeah, Chad gave like a 4.5, 5-star movie, a half-star. So like that's different. And Everything Everywhere All at Once. You haven't seen it. I mean.
I know it's really bad when like Devin comes in from watching something and comes into the call and doesn't even like give like a hello or like hey or like anything like that. He immediately just started roasting the movie and was like, I just wasted so much of my time. Like, okay, it was that bad, huh?
Yeah. Hey, just whatever you doing tomorrow, have a film crew follow you around. That's Zone of Interest. Whatever you're doing tomorrow.
Okay.
If you're taking a nap, like that's the same thing. You're just watching them.
Found footage film. No wonder you won't.
You watch a guy turn the lights off for 5 minutes before he goes to bed.
I'm
not kidding. I wish I was kidding. I'm not. It's not an exaggeration.
I think that might have been a better review than your actual Letterboxd review.
But yeah, Top Gun Maverick. Good action, good acting, good character arc, good sequences. Go watch it. Fun time.
I'm gonna go watch a spoiled movie.
And you're gonna love it.
Hey, I didn't spoil Maverick for you.
Yeah, you didn't spoil Maverick. Just Top Gun, but you're gonna love them. You're gonna love them. I promise.
It's worthwhile. I did this. I did the 2 movies back to back. Big worthwhile.
Yeah.
How long did that take you? Back to back?
Well, not like in one sitting, just like consecutive
I was like, wow, okay.
days within the week. You know.
That's the most time I ever heard you have. Right.
Yeah, I wish I had that kind of time.
Yeah, go watch Top Gun Maverick. Let us know what you think, and Devin, go ahead and sign us off.
Yep, that'll do it for this episode. If you have any comments or questions on any of Chad's movies or Coach Cal coaching the Razorbacks or who you think Kentucky should hire, feel free to send us an email to theftspod@gmail.com. And while you're checking us out, you can go ahead and check us out on social media. You can find us anywhere you get some of your inside scoop. If you want to go check us out on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. Anywhere you can find us at FTS Pod, and of course, always be sure to check out the video so you can see all of Noah's ridiculous reactions and all the good stuff on YouTube. You can find us on YouTube at From the Sidelines Pod, and go ahead and smash that subscribe and like button.
Bye. Have a great time.
Bye. Have a great time.
Bye.